Hey everyone, it's Scott, student of comics, here with another challenge from Greg, Bearded Comic Bro, and Cole's Comics Claims. Uh, Looks like this month we are looking at our favorite Image covers, and this is really fun because I've basically been buying Image comics since Image started. Tells you how old I am, so please be nice. I guess let's just get started. Okay, first up, and I think what I'm going to do is go in, I think, chronological order or semi-chronological order, not necessarily ranking order. So we're going to start with the original, the OG Spawn #2. I actually don't think I have too many #1s in this particular. There's a couple #1s, but they come much later. So, but yeah, I actually went with this one because when I was going through my books, this one stuck out more than most of the others. I mean, it's Spawn in a graveyard, so that's pretty sick, pretty goth, pretty you know 90s image. And Todd's good at what he does. Gotta give that to Todd. So yeah, Spawn #2 looks really cool, and I just thought this is a great cover. All right, next up we have another OG Image book, and that's the Max. Uh, Again, issue #2, not #1. #1's pretty iconic, but this cover is just amazing. It's very, Frank Frazetta influenced. Obviously, Sam Keith doing an amazing job here with his characters. I think I have almost a whole run of this. I would love to finish it. I think I have maybe 5 issues I'm missing. But I always love this series. It's so weird, and just Sam Keith's artwork, just amazing. And this another fun thing about this, going through this, was going back and looking at all the old ads, these pinups of classic image stuff. So anyway, this was a fun one to dig back through the long boxes for. So Max #2. All right, this next one's, I guess, esoteric. I don't imagine too many people, below the age of 30 remember this. Maybe some people even above the age of 30 don't remember this book, but uh, Trencher. So now this is a Keith Giffen book. Uh, yeah, see, Keith Giffen did created it, drew it, wrote it, everything, and just the art style is just wild. And it's this artwork that I don't think would even work without the color work in it. Just all these strange lines, and if you're familiar with Keith Giffen, you know that he does not draw like this all the time. This is all a choice, and I just remember growing up, I would see this. I think I had a friend that had this book, and just seeing this art style just like blew my mind. And I'm pretty sure that I have some sketchbooks where I'm like trying to draw like this Trencher style, as it were. I actually have another uh, set of books of Shadowhawk, what that Keith Giffen did like this, and I probably bought them because I knew that he drew like this in them, and then I was probably a little disappointed in the story. But yeah, I had to put Trencher #1 on there because this art style is just too mind blowing to ignore, as far as I'm concerned. All right, the next book up. This book and the next book actually are going to be related, and you'll see why. So Greg did a crossover, so I had to throw a crossover in here. So this is Wildcats XMen. Uh, this is the modern age, so this crossover was just different ages. I think Silver Age, Golden Age, Modern Age. I feel like there was one more. I'll probably put it up at the bottom here if I if I can't think of it right now. But Adam Hughes doing cover and interiors, which that's pretty sweet. Getting to see Adam Hughes draw interiors. But just a great cover with Voodoo and Wolverine. And again, Adam Hughes doing the artwork. How can I ignore that? So yeah, Wildcats XMen: The Modern Age #1. All right, and then this is the next book that I said was related to the previous book, but it's another Wildcats book. This is Wildcats issue #23, and this one's important to me because, as you can see here, this is the Alan Moore era, which I remember I think sort of blew my mind. I think after I first read Watchmen, was right around the time Alan Moore hopped on Wildcats, and it just kind of like blew my mind that Alan Moore was writing Wildcats because it just seems like such a ridiculous, team. But this cover of all of the covers in kind of this particular era, which there was a lot of some interiors were done by Travis Charest, and Travis Charest did this cover. He did a lot of covers, and I think I was buying it half for Moore, half for Travis Charest. I think actually most of the issues I have are his interiors, so I have some big gaps in this run. But this is just so cool. Voodoo turning into a Daemonite, pretty awesome. Just very super spooky, super creepy, super I guess hardcore 90s looking stuff here. Also, you can see the price is starting to creep up here of $250. So we kind of know what era we're in here. But yeah, just love this Travis Charest Wildcats cover, issue number 23. All right, next up we have Butcher Baker, the Righteous Maker, issue number 4. Unfortunately, I don't even really remember what this was. I just remember it was a Gonzo story from Joe Casey and Mike Huddleston. Mike Huddleston did the artwork, and I think this cover was the one that really spoke to me with this, red, white, and blue semi-truck flying through the air on fire. Just a wild story and a wild cover. And I want to note here, you probably saw a big jump in time of Image. So a ton of Image books, especially after I sort of got out of college, I've read in almost exclusively in trades or even digitally. So I don't have single issues of things like Deadly Class, or another one that I would have definitely put on here if I had the single issues was probably I would have been able to find a cover from Pretty Deadly, which is just a great book. Also Bitch Planet. Also, I never read Invincible or Walking Dead in issues. I read all those in trades, so those are not going to show up. So just know that I'm not ignoring some of the most important Image books that came out. I just do not have them in my collection. And I will refrain from putting Saga #1 on here just because I used it in a previous video, and I'm sure plenty of people are gonna show you that one. So I just wanted to be a little bit different here. So anyway, Butcher Baker #4, Mike Huddleston. All right, next up we have Glory, issue number 33 from Joe Keating and Sophie Campbell. This was a really cool series. Sophie Campbell's artwork is just amazing, and just she's just an amazing artist. I mean, I think she's still doing work for TMNT. I'm not sure what happened to Wet Moon, but just her artwork is amazing. And this cover, again, another really dynamic, Glory here going after this kaiju monster to just knock its block off. This is a really cool series if you haven't checked it out. It's sort of revitalizing I believe an Alan Moore created character from Extreme. I think it was Extreme Studios. I'll probably correct myself here when I put it up, put the video up. But yeah, and Keating and Campbell really gave this character new life, and it was really cool. So check it out, Glory #33. All right, next up, we're even more modern now. Paper Girls #1. Cliff Chang and Brian K. Vaughan's really, really fun series. This Cliff Chang artwork, really this cover for not only Cliff Chang's artwork, but just the graphic design and the sort of trade dress of this whole series, I think is just really notable. You have the, kind of 2-3 colors here, plus your black and white. Just amazing work here. Back cover treatment. There's no ad on the back. It's just a wraparound cover, and just awesome. I just really love this series. I really love Cliff Chang's artwork, and this cover is just great. All right, next up, the Old Guard, Rucka and Fernandez. So this is this great Leandro Fernandez cover. I just love how Leandro Fernandez does all of these spotted blacks, and really a lot of the form comes out of just the black and the white. There's not, there's little lines here in the shoelaces and things, but like in the fingers, you just kind of see the big shapes and how those form, then the bigger forms from there. Just his artwork's just great. Check out his Queen and Country stuff as well. He did a few issues of that with Greg Rucka. But yeah, the Old Guard, one of my favorite series recently, and definitely one of my favorite covers for this challenge. All right, and finally, and even though I wasn't ranking these, this very well could be my favorite. It's Savage Sword of Criminal. Now, if you missed this, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, just awesome criminal series. Very late in the run, they did a couple of special magazine format issues. So one was done as sort of an homage to old horror magazines, like the Warren horror magazines. This one is obviously like an homage to like Savage Sword of Conan, those kind of black and white fantasy magazines of the 70s. It says here 1976. Obviously, this came out in, I think, 2013, 2014, something like that. So, I mean, obviously the cover image is great. Sean Phillips can do pretty much anything. Like, he painted this. It's amazing that he can do this very sort of abbreviated, moody line work, but then still do these full paintings that are just blow you away. And this whole thing is it's just faking you out as to, there's even this like fake sticker like you would maybe find in like a thrift store where this might be sold. There's an ad in the back here, and the reason it's like this is because one of the main characters is reading a fantasy. I'm trying to find something that's maybe not too inappropriate to show, but like this fantasy story or this fantasy magazine, and then that's interspersed with the regular story pages. So this one is just so cool. I had to pick this one, Savage Sword of Criminal, #1 from Image Comics. All right, well, that was my 10 favorites, but I had to do, I just found so many, and maybe it's just a nostalgia bomb, but I just found so many cool covers that I just wanted to show a couple other ones that just gave me either a little bit of nostalgia, or that I just thought are just so wild that I just wanted to share them. So first off, we have Youngblood Strike File #1. And the reason this cover is cool is, sure, that's a cool image of Die Hard by Rob, Uncle Rob. But it's a flip book. And on the other side, we have this just ferocious Jay Lee cover of our guy Chapel here, the guy that killed Al Simmons. For those of you that may or may not know the lore. But yeah, I think I bought it for this, and in particular this Jay Lee story. just this is just out of control artwork in here. Jay Lee kind of smoothed out a lot of this look more recently, but I had to share this because it's such a 90s brutal, ferocious, like metal, insane comic. All right, another honorable mention here. Splitting Image, #1. If you don't know about this, so back in the day, let's see, this came out in, it's 93, so not too long after Image started, but the Image founders over here, so here's all of them right here, decided they wanted to do something kind of like not Brand Echh, I guess, that Marvel did, trying to poke fun at their characters. You can see here there's Spawn, cash grab Spawn, I guess. But so poking fun at all their characters, Shadowhawk, Zealot from Wildcats, we got Ripclaw from Cyberforce, we got Savage Dragon, there's Badrock from Youngblood, Die Hard from Youngblood, we got Spawn there. All the founders here. I think I can name them all. I think that's Jim. I think that's Todd there. This is Rob. That's probably Mark Silvestri. I think this would be Jim Valentino. Gotta imagine this is Will Spartasio. And then this must be Eric Larson right here. He didn't even want to show his face. I don't know why. But yeah, this is a cover by Don Simpson. The jokes in here not the funniest. It's not the most successful comic, but this cover is just insane. So I had to show this off again, just going back to the '90s nostalgia. And finally, my last honorable mention, it's Darker Image #1. Now, if you don't know about this book, this was intended to be a 4-issue miniseries. It did not get to 4 issues, but it is the first appearance of our guy, the Max, our guy Blood Wolf, and Deathblow, and also this really cool Jay Lee Wildcats trilogy ad on the back. But this, I think this definitely was one of the first Image books I got as a kid, and this was the classic polybagged with a trading card type of issue here. So I got this cool The Max trading card. I'm sure I drew this in my sketchbook as a kid over and over again. And just to show you how obsessed I was with it and the kind of collector I was, and maybe still am sometimes, I of course have the polybagged, still in the polybagged version with the trading card as well. So, you know, I had to share that one because, again, just the nostalgia, a little bit of the silliness, but this is a cool cover from Sam Keith here, who, again, one of my favorite artists. So yeah, those are my Image books. Go check out Cole and Greg's channels, respectively. I'll link to them in the channel. And remember, Jack Kirby should be on our money. Thanks.